Yeah. Okay, am I on now? I would like to start the consent item for the Montecito Board of Architecture review for today, March 19, 2026. And we have one item. That's 1410 North Jemison Lane, Montecito Walls.
Is the applicant present for our consent item 24 BAR-00127? Hi.
And are you the applicant? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, your name for the record, please.
Sarah Marshall with SEPS Land Use Consulting. I am the agent representing the property owner and joined today with William Bishop from Arcadia Landscaping.
All right. So we had several comments from the last meeting, which was, I believe, that's almost like a year and a half ago on September 24. And comment number one, utilize muted, muted brown or tan wall color. Number two, consider replacing creeping fig with comparable native planting. Number three, walls compatible with surrounding neighborhood and appropriate given the proximity to Highway 101. And I believe this item you went to the Montecito Planning Commission
That's correct. We received approval last month from
and
Montecito.
you got approval.
Yes.
And any comments, Jonathan, from the Montecito Planning Commission that you know of? Okay.
Geez, I was not there for that. Oh,
So,
no, they did get approval from MPC. Yes,
huh?
they did get approval from MPC.
And any memo from planner?
Uh, no, I don't have any comments
Don't
from
have
them.
any comment from planner?
No.
All right. Anything new to show us?
Yeah, I would like to point out that on slide 3, are you able to move me, Jonathan, to slide 3? Can you go one more slide, please? Are these the plan sets that went to Planning Commission? This looks like it might be an outdated set of plans.
This
Okay.
was one the one uploaded to Box for this item.
Okay. Do you mind going to the next slide? Saving it there. Yeah, I believe we're looking at an outdated set of plans that were not approved by Planning Commission. Maybe just scroll up a little bit on that last sheet.
On the last one.
Yeah, so this looks like it was a previous set from a few years ago. And what I was hoping to show you was the plans that were approved by Planning Commission. There are flood control reviewed the project for planning review and determined that flood vents needed to be installed at the base of the wall. There are 12 inches by 12 inches squares. There are to be 45 of the vents. And this was a requirement of flood control in the event of flooding, given the site's proximity to Montecito Creek. And the holes would be screened by the proposed landscaping. And they were the only way that the wall could remain in its existing place. I also wanted to identify the lighting fixture has changed per the planning department's request to be shielded and directed downward. And there was a lighting fixture that was on the approved plan sets that Montecito Planning Commission saw last month. Those are the only two changes to the plans.
Okay, that's it.
Yes.
Thank you. Stacy, you have any landscape questions?
No, I mean, I reviewed it all. It seemed rather complete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tom, are you part of the consent? Just okay, perfect. Right. Thank you. So I have no other questions, and I think we probably need to open public comments, right? Anyone in the audience would like to address?
Mr. Chair, we don't have any letters submitted for this item and no speaker slip submitted.
Thank you. So we'll close it and we'll recommend for approval. Thank you. And that's concluded consent agenda.
Yep, and we will start again at 1 p.m.
Where's your trip?
Okay, so let's start the March 19 meeting of the Montecito Board Architecture Review. And the first item on the agenda is public comment. Do we have anyone? Jonathan?
Mr. Chair, we have no letter submitted and nobody signed up for public comment.
Thank you, and thank you for filling in for David.
Absolutely no problem.
All right, number 2, agenda status report. Anything changes?
No changes to the agenda.
Okay, and then we are going to reconsider. We're going to consider meeting minutes of March 5th. And do we have it? Yeah, we have it. That was the last meeting. I wasn't here, so anyone has any comments? You do?
On the, what is it, 1492 East Mountain. So the language is, and I know it seems subtle, but it's Wolf move, seconded by Fowler. With the requirement that the existing landscaping along Mountain Drive be protected and maintained throughout construction activities. So what I wrote and gave that, and I sent that to David. So it's basically with the condition that the construction of the pool adjoining hardscape and Infinity Edge Basin. We actually. Okay, I wanted to make sure I had the right one. An Infinity Edge Basin be performed from above to ensure that no existing oak woodland vegetation within 5 feet of the basin's edge to Mountain Drive is disturbed, and that all such vegetation be protected and maintained during construction.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Dave, Robert, Bill?
Just want to make sure, Kimberly, you got all that?
I sent that to her, so she has.
I did indeed, and thank you very much. It's very nice and helpful to have that language in advance.
Thank you.
No. Stacy? Okay, so can we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Sorry, Bill.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes of March 5th, 2026.
Second by
Second.
Robert.
That-
All those in favor?
Does that include the comments? Just
Yeah, with a comment that you made, and I'm going to abstain. I was out. Thank you. Okay, so we are moving on to AMBA or AMBA members informational briefings. Anyone has anything? No. Rob, Bill.
Kimberly, you're there, I assume.
I am.
I sent some information on the gloss. We talked a little bit about reflectance on metal roofs, which may come up later. Do you have any information that we need to discuss at this point, or are we further just kind of looking into the details of all that?
I think it was helpful for staff to kind of have an idea of how to understand and calibrate kind of these reflectivity issues. So I'll look over the documentation and distribute it to other staff so that when we're working with these projects, we have a better understanding.
I'm wondering too if what we've done at Hope Ranch is that we've actually asked the applicants to bring in samples. And in this particular case, I know the discussion you're having with a neighbor, if they can provide a sample, we can give them some direction. They can provide a sample, then maybe they could place it out on the site and see how the neighbor reacts to it.
That has been requested from staff to the applicant. We've also suggested that the applicant reach out directly to the neighbor and provide it on site as well as to staff.
That's great. That's perfect. Thanks. That's all I had.
Okay, thank you. Staff update. Anything, Jonathan?
Nothing from this side of staff, but Kimberly might.
Thank you.
No, I don't have anything beyond the reflectivity, and to thank you for providing that for staff. That's very helpful.
All right, we are on to the Montecito consent agenda. We have one item today, C1, um, 1410 North Jemison Lane, and Stacy and myself will review it, and we recommend it for approval to the full board. And actually, this item is here for preliminary and final, so I need to open the public comment first and the one in the audience.
We have nobody in the audience. Let's see here.
Okay, so I'd like to close public comment back to the board for approval. You want to make a motion, Stacy?
I'd like to motion to move this to final for passing,
Preliminary final approval
preliminary final
as submitted.
as submitted.
I second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, we go on to the first item on the agenda. 1464 Holsmo Lane is the applicant. So this is a new item. It's a very small lot. And it will be a new single family dwelling of 2342 square feet with an attached garage of 428 square feet. And this project they will require a whole bunch of modification to work with the setback, and I think also with the required parking. Um, so anyway, your name for the record, and you'd like to make the presentation?
Push the button.
Thank you. My name is Stephanie Cash.
Get closer. You know what? You can use the one on the table too, if that's better for you. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Thank you. My name is Stephanie Castor, and I'm the agent and designer for a client. And am I too? Oh, am I too?
Amy Blakemore, I'm landscape architect.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here today to be heard by you and to collaborate on the design we're developing. My client has a constrained infill site on Hosmer Lane in the heart of Montecito. And the constraints of the project are the property is very long and narrow, and it is surrounded by multi-story press.
Perhaps can you go to the site plan?
Yes,
That would be helpful.
yes, this is probably, you can see the aerial view there. To the west side left is a multi-story El Montecito Presbyterian Church. To the right side east is the Montecito Village Shopping Center. And to the north back, that is the parking. And then beyond that north is the historic community hall and library. And then to the southeast is a multi-story Spanish-style condo development. So there is no residential house patterning that shows within that vicinity. There is a house across the street It's about 20+ feet setback with deep, tall hedges. So we are really talking in the language of the commercial buildings around us in our design concept. We are seeking a variance approval to build a single-family home on the lot of 0.14 acres. It's zoned R1. And in '89, there was a variance approved, the former owner. And because variances don't expire, we studied that design in depth and just did not feel like it was for a 2-story home. And we did not feel like that met a modern single-family residence or my client's program. So we are proposing a south-facing 2,342 square foot home with the attached 424 square foot garage.
You go to the site plan, floor plan.
But yes, page 5. Let's see, I have my,
Keep going. Okay, that's good. Thank you.
yes. An attached garage to the east, and then to the west near the height of the Presbyterian Church, we are stacking an ADU on top of the primary bedroom suite wing of the property. We're stacking that because that is nestled in the quietest zone of the property. The project would be, I did a massing study, I brought it, if you'd like me to get it out. We did a massing study where the project is broken down into 3 volumes, and each volume has subordinate massing to each other as well as the surrounding properties.
Jonathan, can you go to the, I believe I've seen it in the package. Yeah, here we go.
Yes, exactly. And this human scale scale dwelling, we would nestle it in the lot, and we would craft it in the style of the historic surroundings, fashioned in the Spanish Revival and mission style vernacular of the pioneers of the past architects who mastered that aesthetic. We'd be using stucco, articulated small terraces, and the aged barrel tile roofs, and exposed rafters, and connecting indoor and outdoor spaces. Because this, let's see. We are proposing a single story, except for the ADU on the left side on the west. We are proposing a 1-story for my client's program. They would like to minimize stairs, and this lot is perfect for their program in that it reduces lawn and lawn maintenance, and it has a proximity in a rural setting to amenities in the area. And the client is very familiar with this site, born and raised in an adjacent street to this property.
Are you done?
Yes.
Thank you. It's conceptual, so we don't have. All right, so back to the board. One question, Tom?
I had a couple of questions. One would be, I guess, whether this, we're, as the NBR, we're making recommendations for these variances in the setback, or is this something that we get to decide? Maybe the planner. Kimberly, would you be able to assist with that?
You will be making recommendations to the Montecito Planning Commission. as the hearing body on the variance, it will then return back to you for Board of Architecture review, approval, and final.
Okay, thank you. And my second question was, is this not an interior lot? It's a private lane and there are, I think, fewer than 5 houses past this parcel.
That we studied quite carefully when the application was submitted, and based on the way the easement is written, the parcels that it serves and the parcels that it has the potential to serve based on zone designation, it does have a front yard setback, a minimal front yard setback. So it establishes front, side, and rear.
Okay, thank you. My only questions.
Thank you, Tom. All right, can I, Bill?
Is there a need to raise this floor elevation up? I know it looked like you had in a section there, kind of a underfloor. Could you do a slab? And are you dealing with flood issues in that zone, or is there an elevation, reason why the elevation of the first floor is up as where it is?
Well, my client would like to do a raised floor foundation. They were catastrophically affected by the debris flow. So we would like to raise it and mitigate any possibility of water in that aspect of it. But we have, when I spoke with and got conceptual approval from the fire department and spoke with Robert Gillibrandt, he said there's no history of any water issues on that street. So we'd like to keep the footprint as it is, and then it would be raised a little bit. We felt like in the context of the multi-story, and we're only one level, that we'd like, it needs a little presence in the area.
There is no requirement
No,
from flood to do that.
no.
I can't read the tiny letters there, but what are, or the numbers, what is your plate,
24,
plate height?
24 feet 9.
To the ridge? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right, and
Well-
15.9, so you're 9-foot plate on the lower floor?
Well, so
Mostly.
that was just a placeholder as we decide what we
Okay.
are able to build on this lot, since we don't have much room because of its depth. We'd like to utilize the height, and in our massing study, we are below the 35. And I think the church next door, we haven't gotten an accurate measurement, but from what we've studied, it's around 40 feet or under, it's between 35 and 40.
I think you go to the site plan real quick, the proposed. That one's pretty good. Was there a determination as to where you, since you're going to be in all the setbacks, was there a reason why you thought maybe, are you trying to center it? Are you trying to push the house back so it's off the street more? Are you trying to push the house forward so you have more yard? What's the thought behind that?
Yes, I'd like to push it back a little bit for some presence on the road. I think that this little dwelling will enhance the lane because of the big townhouses at the south end. And then this one on this road, it kind of balances out that lane, so it gives some presence. But I would like to have it, even though it's small, to have an estate presence in the front. And because my clients do not require lawn and they would like to reduce lawn maintenance, we'd like the house and themselves to age in place. So we have balanced it out as best. I really studied that and balanced out. The back can have a nice stone wall, and then the front can have a nice stone wall, and they'll be repeating stone throughout. So we just went a small space. I'm just trying to take these elements through so it reads larger.
Thank
So
you.
if that answers.
That's all?
Yeah.
Rob?
For me, I'm kind of, I think what's missing from the drawings is just having the site plan grounded to how it fits into all the adjoining existing conditions. I mean, I can't quite see where the driveway comes off the public road and some of those things don't seem to be. I mean, I can see now from the photograph, I can see kind of what's going on, but that's not articulated in any of the drawings, or is it somewhere? Am I missing something?
Yes, it's on another
Another
page.
sheet?
That is the existing home that would be demolished. Yes,
That's it.
that is a site plan of existing. So we are on, is it-
Or do we have the proposed, please?
That's the proposed one. That's it.
yes,
No, doesn't show us.
No, so we're
Actually,
missing
sheet
some part.
2AD might be a better. Right,
It's okay,
Right.
that's, yeah, that doesn't really, it doesn't quite show how it's all connecting to the adjoining, hardscape, adjoining hardscape.
Is that your comment or your?
Yeah, so, well, that's a question, so I was looking for more information, basically, so.
That's it.
That's it.
Stacy?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Robert in terms of questions, like, it's hard to determine contextually on such a small site. Is there screening on the parking lot for the Presbyterian Church on the back side of this? Is that their screening or is that part of the existing residence now?
so there are, there is screening on the church side and the community hall behind. And then there's an 8-foot wooden wall barrier to the shopping center to the east. So we would be,
There's no planting between between your lot and that shopping center? Just
no
the,
planting, just nothing of significance in the planting. Just, I think there are some small scrub bushes that have grown up, but there's
and how about on the other side? What kind of screening do you
a
have?
tree, there's a large tree on the church side that the canopy comes over the west side of, and then as mentioned, the screening is on the driveway or the parking side of the library.
How are you in your site design allowing then to have screening on your property, on this property, from those two adjacent neighbors?
Mhm.
Or some semblance of privacy and livability?
Yes, so we are would like to do a stucco surround wall on east and west side, and then a partial stone wall to go across the back of the opening off the main living space in the living room. And it shows a porch with the 3 lines of the steps going down. We would run the stone wall there, and we would probably
I think
on,
we probably need a landscape plan.
Yeah, we'll need that on the landscape plan. And is it a 2-story to your right, it looks like, at least, to the shopping center? Is that correct?
just the shopping center.
As the shopping center?
Story, yes.
Story?
Yes.
Okay. All right, those are my questions.
Thank you. Robert?
Is there an FAR study?
Yes.
Yes.
Where was that? What are we looking at?
We are at,
109.
yes,
And that's excluded the ADU.
correct.
No more questions.
Dave?
Robert took my question. No more questions.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, it seems like we are having a lot of questions, but one of my questions had to do with it seemed like you did a sketch of the Spanish Mediterranean
Mhm.
architectural vernacular style, but then your elevation showed it to be something else. It doesn't relate to your sketch at all. So, what's what?
Well, we're trying to figure out, we're here for the variance to see what we can build. And this is our conceptual of filling up the lot to the best.
I see. So it's mainly, yeah, because usually, okay, all right. I just
Yes,
have
so-
one. Right.
And I think that could apply to the landscape plan as well, and that they want to make sure that the variance can be given
Right.
before we
Okay.
go too far down the pike there.
Thank you. So I would like to open public comment for item number 1464. Osma?
We do have one person in the attendees column. If you would like to make a public comment on this item, please raise your hand in the chat. Other than that, we did receive one letter for this item. I can bring it on the screen right now here.
Yeah, can you bring up the letters? Okay, so this is the neighbor next door. Also, this is the condo projects right across the street. Yeah. All right, thank you. Okay, I'd like to close public comment back to the board. This item is here for conceptual review, and I'm not sure that if the applicant has enough information or not for us to make that determination or recommendation to the planning commission for the variances of the setbacks and maybe parking. And so if you can make your comment and say we have enough information or not, or they need to come back with more details, more complete for the recommendation. So Tom, you go for. Yeah.
I'll jump in. When I look at your freehand sketch or the colored rendering, I think that there's a sense of you're trying to do massing and scale. And when I look at the CAD version with the hip roofs, it looks very much like a tract house in Goleta somewhere. And I think the tract house look doesn't fit. So I think that's actually working against you. I would suggest, from a massing point of view, that you simplify it, especially the two-story section. I think the small little porches on the front and the rear are not helping. I would suggest, there are a whole series of little 20s buildings on Plaza Rubio across from adjacent to the Rose Garden at the Mission, that are wonderfully proportioned, but there's a simplicity to them. And I think if you looked at those and tried to study the simplicity, that it might lend to a solution that works a little better here. I noticed that you've got gable ends on your rendering and hips on your computer generated, and I would stay with the gables and simplicity. I think it'll work better for you. And also, plate height seems to be not represented correctly or out of scale in your colored rendering. That again, if you went back and looked at some small buildings in early Santa Barbara, just to get a scale I would suggest that you go through that process before you try and go to the planning commission. Maybe come back here again with a little bit clearer vision of where you're trying to go. Maybe some photographs of similar 20s structures in Santa Barbara that you're trying to pattern it after would help us envision where you're going to try and go with this.
Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, we've done the study. I've been really developing the footprint more than, and we started playing with roof lines after the fact to be able to submit. So yes, we are playing with a different.
And I guess I'd almost suggest you do that backwards. Work with the elevations first instead of the footprint, because the footprint is pushing out in all directions. And it doesn't look to be cohesive. Your little terrace on the back seems to be too narrow for using it for a table or anything. So you're kind of splitting the whole space in half with your stairs. And the little balconies on the front, I don't think are complementing the architecture, and they're probably too small to use. So again, I would try and use the yard space as yard space, and the building as building, and not try and mix them.
May I comment on that?
Well, I
Let's
yield to
move
my
on.
yield to my other Board members.
That's it, Tom? Okay, Bill?
The site plan again, the one that, it was kind of the setbacks. You know, I agree with Tom's comments wholeheartedly. That's a good one there. Actually, go back. I know this is existing.
Next one.
Well, I
This one?
actually wanted to see that in relation to the setbacks and maybe, you know, I think one of the things I was kind of alluding to in the beginning is that you eat up a lot of the ground and the use of the exterior with steps and porches and if you're not required to raise the foundation, you can still do a raised floor, but maybe bring it down a little quieter into the house, into the lot there and not have it so high. And then you've got this recession into the building, which you don't really have room for. And maybe clustering your setback requirements a little tighter instead of stretching it out and having it fill every setback. Maybe there's some areas where you could, you know, cluster in two-story elements or something. I know you've got a section of two-story. Since that neighborhood is 2 and 3 stories already, maybe there's another way to kind of cluster that a little better. I like generally a single-story structure, but in this particular case, to gain a little more footprint on the ground, maybe more two-story would be better. I don't know if that's the answer or not. I think the devil in the details too, you know, I mean, the Spanish style, I think, you know, embracing that and carrying it through in a very simplistic form like Tom is describing, I think will help sort of win our feeling for this project too. I realize it's a very difficult, challenging site too, so I think you just have to be real creative with what you come up with. So anyway, that's all. Thanks.
Rob?
Yeah, I agree with Tom and Bill's comments. I mean, I like if you're going to go kind of the Plaza Rubio style, I think the hardscape needs to just follow that look. Certainly the articulation of all the line work and the hardscape and how it fits in the site plan, all that needs to be kind of connected. And then what Bill was alluding to, and I guess was the steps. I mean, when you have steps that expand the whole length on the front and back, there's so much wasted space there. So I mean, if you end up having steps, you could concentrate the steps and then use some of that other area to have more meaningful, usable patio and living space. Right now, when you have steps everywhere, it's like there ends up kind of splitting things in two where there is no usable living space. So anyways, those are basically my comments. Thank you.
Stacy?
I mean, I can echo everything the rest of the board said and agree with them. I think especially on the east side that you're so pinched by spreading out to every inch of this lot, that if you could consolidate it and consider maybe more of a second story element, that also too gives you opportunities to have maybe an upstairs walkout, truly useful balcony as well. Like that's part of one of the Plaza Rubio houses as well. One of the nice things, because I'm afraid that you're not capturing enough air and light and you're being really dwarfed by the shopping center on the east side and not leaving yourself enough space too for respite from that structure that's just kind of towering next to you in your single level dwelling below, to give you just a greater sense of space and peace and a little more landscape, because you are, looks like covering half the lot almost with structure at this point, and then also driveways, and you're not leaving yourself much to work with in terms of screening.
Thank you. Robert? Anything more to add to it?
Not really. I'm the obvious bust between the color rendition and the other drawings is of course something that's going to need to be figured out. But getting beyond the architecture, I'm curious, what are we here for? I mean,
Conceptual.
I know, but all the mods and stuff, are we supposed to say something about that?
Yes, but I don't think we are ready yet. So
Okay. Nothing else.
Thank you. Anything else, Dave?
Yeah, I want to
Huh?
echo what Tom said about the architecture and going towards the rendering and looking at that. But my main concern is asking for 109% FAR on a really tight lot like this. And I understand your priority to have a single level home, but you're really pushing the envelope. So for me to support the project and the variances, we really need a landscape plan that's well developed, that you can demonstrate that the landscaping is going to help mitigate the impacts of this large structure that's sprawling and taking up a lot of site. So in general, I potentially could support the variance, but we'd really need a developed landscape plan and to know, and also the building heights more defined, and just a better sense of what the project is, especially if you're going above the FAR. Those are my comments.
Okay, and yeah, I'd like to sum it up in a way that, I mean, at least for me, it's very difficult for me to have a clear understanding of what you're proposing. I know that you're throwing out a lot of ideas, and I think you're hoping for us to feed you the information, and if we like it or not. Um, I mean, it's a tight lot. I think it's approvable. I do like the existing house because it has some nice open space to the left. But with what you are submitting, we can't really tell what you are trying to do yet. We don't even know what is a setback you are trying to do. We see the building and all the lines around it. The architecture is not defined yet. You try to get our feedback and no landscape plan. And so my recommendation is you can come back with a more refined submittal,
Yes.
have a great site plan, landscape plan, clearly showing the indoor outdoor living, um, see how that works, and come back with a nice elevation package of exactly what you're proposing. So we have something that we can comment on. But at this point, it's very difficult. So I would recommend that you come back for further conceptual. You agree with that?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Move on to item number 2565, El Bosque. Okay, so your name for the record?
Don Sherry, architect, Chris Gilliland, landscape architect, and Paul Sickett from my office from Sherry and Associates as well. And the owner, Michael Haber, is in the audience as well.
Hi. Okay, so this item was here last on February 5th, 26, and we had several comments. I'm to read through the comments. Number one, MBAR can generally support the project as designed, but feel that there are many missed opportunities to improve the site layout. Number two, consider reducing the amount of gravel. Number three, consider reorganizing, simplifying the site layout. Number four, restudy shed location and layout. Number five, utilize divided light windows on garage. Number six, most of the MBAR members can support two driveways. And number seven, drainage issues will be resolved with the planner during the permit review process. And this item is here for preliminary final approval. So if you can address those comments and
So if you recall, the last hearing was it was on consent, and it got bumped up to full board again. This is our fourth time here actually, but we did change the design, and some of you may not have been here when we went to consent. before it was a detached garage with a accessory building above. And then we came back in the last meeting with an attached, just to update everybody, we came back with an attached garage. We thought it was a better use of the site. It made more sense. It gave the family a better use of the property. All the family could live together instead of being and kind of play together instead of being isolated in a detached building that they had to go outside to. So no comments were made about the architecture in the last meeting, but the comments were relative to the landscape and primarily the reduction of.
Yeah, so let's go to the site plan.
Yeah, let's look at the site plan, and Chris will do that presentation because the comments were about the landscaping.
So what sheet would that be?
L something. It's in the end.
The first L.
The first L.
Go back.
One more.
Or,
Right.
Yeah, that's probably the easiest to read. Okay, thank you, Dawn. As Dawn mentioned, this I think is our fourth or fifth time back. And the first few attempts, we were basically with the landscape design, they were a little bit anemic because we were trying to keep as much of the existing as possible, which included a lot of gravel area. And in this time, we did a much more in-depth holistic study of the site. We still have a lot of existing landscape that we want to maintain, which you can kind of see on sort of the right side of the page and all the way on the left side. But in the center and around the house, we really sort of loosened things up. And, you know, our reduction in gravel site-wide is 44% from the original. So we've really brought that into control. But it's also kind of, it's the style that our client likes, you know, gravel defined, gravel walking areas defined by plants. And so that the style's still there, but we've, you know, like I said, it's become more organic and naturalistic design.
Wait, this is one site or two sites?
Well, that's, so there's a maybe Paul should speak to that, actually.
So there's a current, there's a lot split that's being applied right now. So that northern portion of the project, there's an application for that, but our planner mentioned to not even show any footprint of that proposed development there right now because it's not under MBAR's purview. So we're just focusing on the lower portion.
So you're doing a lot split.
Yeah, so we've kind of moved in that direction here, and I'm showing a new wood fence and double hedge just to the north of the of the house, and you'll see a little drive gate there. And on the other side, just a little turnaround for maintenance for Gardner's truck. But the idea is to remove the gravel in that zone and the base, and until that other project comes through, and then that'll be developed more. But we're really focused on this bottom 2/3 for this application. And so if we want, we can actually maybe highlight the bottom left. This kind of just shows some existing photos with this style, sort of semi-subtropical and some succulents mixed in. The bottom three photos are of existing planters that will be removed as a result of the expansion of the house, and those palms and other plants will be relocated to certain areas. And then if we sort of drift again over to the plan, you can see most of the new planting is sort of a little bit, yeah, there you go, is right around the house. Now we do have that zone 0 to kind of deal with, but it's all succulent planting up against any structures that may burn. But the idea is to stick with this thematically, and you can see that there's much less in the way of gravel. And I think this just is a much more well thought out landscape design. Anything I miss?
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Question, what's up with the driveway in front? Do you kind of have an angle and stuff, and you have kind of curves everywhere where the one car is? Is that to the right-hand side of the drawing there? Why is that kind of that angle?
Right.
There's
Good question. It's existing. So there's actually a little stone curb.
Okay.
That's the shape of the existing driveway.
Okay.
All right, I don't have any more questions.
Stacy?
It's 10 feet. And we had to, when we attached, that was another reason for attaching the garage as well, to get a garage closer so we didn't have a separation between the house and the garage. And then, but yes, when we attached and made everything one building, we knew we were doing the lot split at that time. So this site plan reflects that required north setback. Mhm.
That was it.
Dave?
No questions.
Robert?
No questions.
Bill?
I missed the last meeting. Did the sheds go away? So the sheds are gone. And I didn't remember this attached, so I was confused when I saw it. So you're matching materials, right? So color, LRV and all that. The only thing I didn't see a detail for was the railing. Are you doing a rail off the back there? Are you gonna
If you
bring
want to look at the elevations, I can't show you them, but it can be put on the screen. It's a still very kind of diminutive addition,
Is it a iron railing?
low plates and second story built into the roof at the first story with the dormers. Yeah, same materials, matching materials. Mhm.
And I just saw an image of the railing. I didn't see a detail, but that's
I think if you go to
I think
A2.5. So there's a railing right there on the bottom, right? We're matching there.
essentially.
yes, we're matching it. Mhm.
Normally we'd ask for detail, but I guess that's okay. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, we're in the middle of construction drawings right now, so I'll make sure I put a detail for that.
Thanks.
Tom?
Question on the FAR. Your FAR shows 106%, and the site area in the description is 0.79 acres. Is that excluding the lot to be removed?
That's correct. Yeah.
So we're looking at just the bottom lot area. Okay, thank you.
Jonathan, can you go back to the landscape plan? Okay, so you are proposing a hedge when you do a lot split? And that'll be, the hedge will be a part of this application?
Yeah.
And then, what's that little hole? Is that a fire truck turnaround?
It's not fire. It's it's basically until that other lot gets developed, we needed some access to it. So it's just a 8-foot drive gate for a truck or the gardener to go in there and be able to.
But the idea, you to close it off?
Potentially, yeah, that's likely. But it'll be the same owner of both lots, so there may be some.
Because the other lot can be accessed from.
It will be, yes.
Will be from the street.
And you see that when it comes in, it will be accessed from El Bosque.
So the total parcel was how big before the split?
0.79, I believe.
No. I mean, 0.79 is only the lower portion.
No, 0.7 is for the whole entire lot.
And then how big is the two lots? What the size of the house?
The upper one is about 15,000 square feet, and then the lower one's about 20. You remember, Michael? It's like 20 something.
And the FAR is what, based on the 20,000 square foot?
Exactly. Yes.
What is it?
What the 106%?
1.06. Is that right, Tom?
Sorry, that was my question. If
Can we go through the FAR calculation real quick? You have it on.
Yeah, go to the title sheet.
Yep. Let's zoom in on that. Okay, so 1.06 is based on 0.49.
That's correct. That's the lower 2/3.
So that's the lower parcel we are under consideration now is 0.4.
Yeah. So if you take 0.79 minus that, so that the other one's 0.3, or
And then the upper lot is
0.3
0.3.
acres.
And does the county has a minimum size requirement for lot split?
That's correct.
And what is it?
I believe it's about 12,000
Or the 12,000?
and we're 15,000.
And you are going through the process now, but you haven't got approval yet.
That's correct. And they cannot approve the lot split until we resolve this land use permit for this project.
And Jonathan, do we have any letter from the planner about the process, the lot split?
We don't have any memos or letters submitted from the planner. I do believe she is online, though.
Kimberly?
My name is Veronica. I'm the planner.
Oh, Veronica? Hi.
Hi.
You have any comments about the lot split? Is it, do we meet all the requirements for it? Anything that we need to know?
The lot split isn't in MBAR's purview, and it is being processed, or it will be processed by another planner. Her name is Kiana Lamb. So at this point, I don't have details about the lot split, just that this project must go through the process first, as there are outstanding violations on the property. So we can't approve another permit like for a lot split until we resolve these outstanding violations.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, so that's all I have. Let's open public comment for item number 2. Do we have anyone?
We have no letter submitted and nobody in our attendees column and nobody signed up to speak on this item.
Okay, great. So back to the full board, and this item is agendized for preliminary and final approval. So let's start with you, Rob. Do you think that we can?
We go to the landscape plan, please. Yeah, I appreciate the reduction of gravel and the introduction of landscape. I still find there's some awkwardness to some of the pedestrian and auto circulation, the way it kind of mixes in and kind of there's no strong, it isn't well defined, but overall I'm fine with. I think there's been lots of improvements and I think it'll be a fine project. So so that's about it.
Stacy?
I mean, it's changed quite dramatically each time it comes back. But I think it's fine as it is from a landscape perspective, and I'm not going to make any comments about the architecture. I'm going to let the rest of the board take care of that. But I think from the landscape, it looks complete and it's fine.
Dave?
I can support the project the way it's proposed, and we've gone through various rounds, and I think we're at a place where it's acceptable.
Robert?
Yeah, I think the architecture is charming and I support the project, and prelim final seems to be justified. There's enough detail there, and I think we just move forward.
Bill?
Yeah, I can support it for preliminary and final as it's submitted.
Tom?
I'll support it.
Okay, and I can support it. So can we have a motion for?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to grant preliminary and final approval for 565 El Bosque Road as submitted.
Second by
Second that.
Stacy. All vote in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Move on to item number 3. 150 Santa Elena. And this item is here for preliminary final approval for interior renovation and some exterior modification. This item was here previously on December 4th, 25. And hi, Sam. Haven't seen you. Thank you. We'll make sure it will last another hour. Okay, if your name for the record, please.
Dylan Henderson, Salt Architecture.
Sam Maphis with Earthform Design.
Kevin Capon with Salt Architecture.
Okay, and we had several comments from the last meeting. I'm going to read them off. Number one, correct north arrow throughout plan set. Number two, re-study roof pitch and width of front entry gable. Number three, reduce hardscape paving in rear yard. Number four, re-study details on inverted steps. Number five, establish a hierarchy from street to front entry walkway. Number six, clarify proposed roofing material, confirm high fire hazard requirement from fire department. And number seven, return with full details. So if you can go to the drawings and address the comments.
Absolutely. So I'll address them directly. I'm going to let Sam with Earthform address the landscape drawings. So I'll take care of the architectural ones first. First comment, plan set coordination with North Arrow, that has been completed. So I think we're in good shape there. The entry roof and gable projection, if you can go to the A3.2 drawing. Yep, perfect. So this is the entry elevation, and one of the comments from the board was that it felt like the roof pitch that I had previously proposed wasn't in sync with the existing roofs on the house. And so I've revised that. If you zoom into that entry element, I've revised that roof pitch to match the other roof pitches on the house, which is a 512. The other comment was address, the front entry and that moment of arrival, and make that front entry element feel more predominant so that you have a more formal sense of arrival and it feels more substantial from the street. And so we did quite a bit of study on this, and I added a shed dormer to the left of the added gable at the entry to essentially increase the pedestrian mass of that element so it felt more significant when you arrive at the house. It did a couple of things for us. It allowed us to raise the plate over this dining room area, which is being added onto underneath the existing roof line, which makes the interior ceiling vault quite a bit nicer to experience on the interior. But it also gave more gravitas to that front entry element. And so we sort of all agreed that that was a nice solution to this. And if you remember from the existing photos, there are two faux gable dormers on this elevation that we are removing. And I think that also helps the house quite a bit, just feel more sort of structurally significant and honest, if that makes sense. Number 3 and 4 were specific to Sam, so I'm going to let him answer those questions. 5 was the entry sequence and hierarchy. I answered it with the architecture. I'll let Sam address the from a landscape standpoint. The roofing compliance, if you go to A2.3, please, to the roofing plan. Yeah, one back. The roofing plan is, right there. Thanks, A22, sorry. On the right-hand side, there's the 212 shed roof that we're attaching to the house for the addition of an expansion of the primary bedroom and primary bath. The question was, can we do asphalt shingle on a 212 pitch roof? I have a WUI certified underlayment that works with certainty that I ran past both the roofer who said he would warranty it and the fire department, and they all said they were good with it. And so I do have that cut sheet that we'll be submitting at permit, and obviously building department will review that, but I did get that answer for us. The level of detail and completeness, if you go to the back of the plan set, A6 and A7, so we added all of our relevant details for the house. One of the comments previously was this feels like more of an art, more landscape than it is architecture. I don't disagree, but we did provide details at front entry, detail at front entry column, detail at shed roof that we're attaching to the rear of the house at the primary bedroom. That has new doors that exit out onto the yard. And on the next sheet, please. We did all of our standard wall details and our eave and soffit details for not only WUI compliance, but sort of alignment with the existing architecture, because we're very much staying in line with the existing house and how it's perceived from the street, which is a white board and bat, and that same siding will be used everywhere on the house. And so We detailed out that. Obviously, the new additions have to comply with current WUI California regulations, and so it's a little bit different on the detailing behind the wood siding, but the aesthetics of it are going to remain the same. I can answer any questions now on the architecture, or we can jump to Sam.
Let's move to Sam.
Sam, great.
Landscaping.
Yeah, thank you. So you can go to the L sheets and we can start off with maybe the first couple of drawings to show you the entire project was really the backyard. The backyard was to improve the backyard, reduce the lawn area, because right now it's a big piece of turf. The L sheet should be.
They're up above. Yeah, they're up above. They're about the 5th page in the PDF.
And a pool was the big desire, a pool and a spa for family outdoor activities. So you can see the pool was located kind of in the center of the yard area off the main outdoor access rooms.
That's the survey. If you can go to 2 pages down, please. Yes. Yeah, and zoom in if you don't mind. That might help, Sam.
That's your sheet though, right?
Oh, sorry.
Which
Go to your next one.
Because mine shows that's really not all that green space behind there. If we go to L2. Oh, really? Okay. Well, let me do my best because I've got a full set of landscape drawings. But
there's no landscape drawing submitted?
They were definitely in that set.
Can you look for that, Jonathan? Because we really need it.
Yeah, we did an extensive set.
Yeah, we have a full landscape.
We got an arborist report because there's oak trees in proximity to hardscape.
Sorry, this is just an 18-page set. If you have another one, it wasn't uploaded to the box file.
Yeah, there's no landscape.
Okay.
Can we get that to you right now?
You are actually agendized here for
preliminary final.
Preliminary and final, so the file would have had to been inside the box folder for 72 hours prior to the hearing. Let's see.
Planner on?
We have Willow online.
Yeah, sorry, I'm looking through the case file right now.
They got submitted at once, same time.
Yeah, I didn't remove anything from the set, so I don't know what happened.
Yep.
Got 11 by 17s here.
Well, we
some around.
I'm sure it's wonderful, but as you know, it had to be submitted. It had to be a part of the presentation, and I
think also the planner needs time to review the sheet.
Yeah, so we I mean, you can go ahead and submit for building permits, but we probably need to have it submitted so we can review it.
Is Willow online?
Yeah.
We can grant you a preliminary approval.
Willow, can you hear me? This is Sam.
Yes, I can hear you.
So you've reviewed all of our landscape sheets, haven't you? Extensively, because we had the pool had to move back based on the top of bank, and all those sheets should have been reviewed by you already. Is that true or not?
Yes, I've seen the landscape plans. Just the most recent plans that I downloaded was the same as what was uploaded, so I'll double check.
Willow, we also uploaded the full landscape plan for director approval, which we received. So you should have that set.
What we did was
yes, I have seen the landscape plans, but the set uploaded for final MBAR, I don't know if there were 2 separate sets.
So do you have it or not for today's hearing?
It's not uploaded to the box folder.
But it was uploaded for the director approval. So can't we use that set, Willow? Because that's a full landscape.
That wasn't, yeah, but that wasn't uploaded to the BAR folder. And so that's what Jonathan was saying, that it would have had to be there for 72 hours before the hearing. So I can make sure it's uploaded prior to the next hearing.
I feel like it's fair to review. I'll look at it on 11 by 17. I don't care.
We could condition it with her review after.
Oh, look at just come on, just look it up, Sam. Let's just look at it. Yeah, that's fair.
Fair because it's extensive.
Totally.
And we
Come here.
some of the hardscape and
Yeah.
really to kind of eliminate some hardscape feel. All this is open jointed paving around this pool.
Yeah, it's much better.
And it's the lawns here. We've got a little fire pit, but this is all in DSH.
We saw that.
Native planting against the bank, and we had to set this back.
We have the previous one, Sam, by any chance? The previous
I
version
remember
of
this
it?
is much better because I remember you had comments about this because you didn't like it that it was a weird,
Yeah,
configuration.
Reason that we did that, that's the reason we did that.
Hey, Jonathan, I just actually emailed you a link with the plan set with the landscape plans if you wanted to put them up there. That's exactly what they're looking at right now.
Talk about
This is all green.
the layout of it better.
I get
Here's all the plants. Implementing the hedging, removing fencing. One oak is being taken out.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Kimberly?
if the Board of Architectural Review is going to review hard copy plan sets and take action on those plan sets, we need to have that copy placed in the file for the record. So if Sam can leave that for us, we can transmit that into the record.
Yeah,
But
they're going
it
to transmit
needs to
this
be
into the
part-
record for you.
Yeah, it needs to be part of the.
Leave it here
public
with us.
record.
We have to take your set. Thank you. Yeah, no kidding, right? Whoever does.
So
Kimberly?
just to verify, Tip didn't hear that as well, but you're saying if Sam leaves his copy, then, and we give it approval, that would be sufficient.
Yes, I think so. We used to review paper documents all the time, and I think the requirement is that the public have the ability to review and see what the MR is taking action on. So if the document that you are reviewing today is left as part of the record, I believe that fulfills all the requirements regarding public access.
And I actually just got a copy of the file folder if you want me to put it on the screen.
Do it.
That's great.
A quick question for the planner, if she is comfortable that the landscape document being reviewed is consistent with the document that she previously reviewed, but was not part of the electronic submittal.
Yeah, that's fine. I just didn't realize the same sheets weren't included in the director approval and MBAR sets, so that's my fault.
Okay, so we do have a landscape drawings.
This is exactly what I just went through with Stacy and Rob quickly in front of you.
Yeah, can you go through that again, please?
So it starts out, the scope of work is the entire backyard, of course, because it's all being effectively transformed. So the next sheet shows all the different layouts of the paving. We've got solid mortared paving up next to the house with direct access to the pool. We come out of the back doors from the living room and the office and kitchen area onto that upper landing, and then we step down to grade. Grade is falling to the east because everything drains to the drainage to the creek. We set the pool where we did because of construction constraints and top of bank setback constraints from the creek. We respected all of the oak trees. One of the oak trees was close to the building and it was leaning, and Duke McPherson was involved in an arborist report that allowed us to remove that because it's going to be in the way of a lot of plumbing and other things. So the trenching would have been difficult to work in around the CRZ, but we're replacing with that kind of medium green, blue-green symbol on the left, which is a 48-inch box, Quercus agrifolia. The yard will appear in terms of planting like it does now, but with just less grass because it's a solid panel of grass from side to side right now. So we're reducing that and giving the family more useful hardscape, reducing the water needs of the existing grass to something that's much less. Our water efficiency landscape ordinance calculations show that we're way under any kind of efficiency necessary. So the next sheet maybe would be the landscape sheet to kind of show you where we had environmentally sensitive habitat against the stream area. One more sheet, please, I think would be maybe two more to get to the landscape plan. That's the hydrozone, that's the irrigation, go one more. So this now kind of really summarizes the feeling of using native ceanothus and some coyote brush or bush. We're using some heuchera, lomandra, low water needs type of plantings in and around the oaks. There are some hydrangeas that exist on the right side of the living room. We're going to repeat some of those on the left side. We're moving olives around. We have some salvias that we're using. So very cottagey, Mediterranean type of backyard planting is going to be very, very nice. So that's kind of the summary that I just went over with Stacy and Rob. Any questions?
He wants to know if he can see the previous version. I don't know the date of that. We'd have to go back to that folder.
I didn't bring a copy of that.
Okay, are you done? Yes. Thank you. Let's go to back to the board for questions. Start with Dave.
No questions.
Okay, Bill.
Sam, did you address, wasn't there something in here? Maybe it was a Rob question about entry hierarchy?
Well,
That's existing in the front all the way.
We took that comment and understand it, but really there's no change and no landscaping that's happening to the front yard whatsoever. It's just the landing and the porch. It has a
It says entry to me.
driveway. It's not being effectively landscaped in any different way.
Okay, thanks. That's it.
No question. Rob.
Is the previous version around just to, it's easy for me to size up stuff when I see the previous version, if that's easy to do.
I wish I brought it.
So,
But
I mean, I just wonder if it's
that,
like,
he's looking, I guess.
he has it. But, so.
We were on the 12-4 hearing, so that would.
What was submitted on.
I would think in my memory, the porch raised level landing was slightly different. And you made a comment about how that was kind of an awkward corner. So we just kind of clipped it and made it kind of a seat step right next to the spa. So it actually works as a bench to some degree. So I think it flows better now. Before it had a little awkwardness. And then I think your comment was about a lot of hardscape. And again, there's useful hardscape, but the hardscape is also softened with open jointed paving. So I think it feels garden-like. It's certainly not just a paved area. And that's to make use of the water feature now, which is a useful, functioning, very healthy pool.
It's a front entry you're looking for? Looking for the front entry, right?
No, just the rear hardscape. That was the previous submittal. I just taken 30 seconds, 10 seconds to glance at it and understand it.
If you zoom in, you can see the landing is different. And we spread the hardscape further kind of to the south, I guess. So we pulled that back and softened the edges.
Thank you.
Robert.
No questions.
Stacy.
Nothing.
Okay. Let's open public comment for item number 3, 150 Santa Elena.
We have no letter submitted. We have nobody in our attendees audience or in person, and nobody signed up for public comment.
All right, back to the board, and this item is here for preliminary and final approval. So let's start with Dave.
I can support the project as proposed.
Thank you. Anyone else has anything else to add to it?
Be happy to make a motion.
Nobody else? You all fine? Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve item 3, the address again.
150
Santa Elena, 150 Santa Elena, as submitted.
Second.
Second by Rob. All those in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Make a motion to adjourn today.
And
I think you're okay now.
you'll
Right?
make a motion to adjourn. Second by Robert.
Yeah. So sure.
Motion.
Yeah.
Second, no.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Joined officially.
Aye.